Good morning. This is Mr. Eshelman. It is Monday, April 20th, 2020, a new week at school, and the first official day of our Schoology and Seesaw platforms being used to deliver the information that your teachers want you to learn and for you to be able to respond back with the things that you're learning and keep in contact. That's one of the ways we'll be checking on attendance while we're not at school to make sure that not only that you're learning, but that things are going well, and if you need anything from us at school, that we're able to give you a hand. So keep responding, keep in contact with us, and let us know how we can help. Birthday today. One, Leah Conklin from Mrs. Durkin's class celebrates her birthday today. Happy birthday to her. And our quote of the day is from an author that many of you probably recognize, especially in grades 3 through 5, and her name is Beverly Cleary. She wrote the Ramona books and some other books that you might like. My personal favorite is The Mouse and the Motorcycle. So if she's an author that you enjoy, she has lots of books that she's written, and a lot of the characters are in a lot of the different books. And if you haven't read any of her books yet, it's a great author to start reading because you have lots of places you can go. She writes realistic fiction. Some stories are more along the lines of fantasy, like The Mouse and the Motorcycle. So if you like to read fiction, Beverly Cleary is a good place to start. And she said children should learn that reading is pleasure, not just something that teachers make you do in school. We're not at school to make you read right now. So it's up to you to follow the directions that your teacher gives you at home. And not only that, but to realize that the things we're teaching you are to use beyond the doors of the school building. And now here you are outside of school, and now's your chance to really let those skills shine. So if you're reading because you have to, you're not going to get as much out of it as if you're reading for pleasure. And that's from Beverly Cleary, a famous author. Going into our Eagle expectations then, in the back of our Be That Kid t-shirts, two phrases that we'll highlight today. One of them is be that kid who is curious. If something doesn't make sense to you, figure out the best way to make sense of it. It's okay to wonder. So some of you might be the person in class that has their hand up all the time and has lots of questions and wants to know why something is the way it is or why do we have to do this. That's okay. It's good to be curious. And when you're curious, you have to know where to go to find the answers or to figure out how to get to an answer. There may not be an answer yet. That's how a lot of science is done. The second statement on the back of the shirt that we're highlighting today is be that kid who is humble. That means to accept awards and praise kindly and respectfully without needing a parade to celebrate an accomplishment that you had. So if you had an A on a test, are you sharing that with all your other friends and saying, I got an A, what'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get? That's not an example of humble behavior. Humble behavior is if you get your tests back and somebody says, what'd you get? You might say, I did fine. And if they say, well, what was your grade? I did okay. That's a humble way of knowing yourself that you did well, but without having to say things that might hurt other people's feelings if they didn't do as well. So we want to be that kid who is curious and be that kid who is humble. Then our questions of the day. Our K through second grade question is a math question that says, Lucy saved $21 in her piggy bank. She decided to spend $8 of that money on a coloring book and some colored pencils. How much does Lucy have left in her piggy bank? And the third through fifth grade question today is, if you add together all angles in a triangle, how many degrees will that total always equal? So even though the angles might not have equal measurements, all three of them will always add up to the same number. Do you know what that number is? And if you don't, can you find the answer? And then two jokes for today to get our week off to a silly start. What did the daddy potato say to the baby potato? Hurry up, small fry. Get it? Fries made from potatoes, French fries. And then the second joke of the day, what school do surfers go to? A boarding school. Like a surfboard and a boarding school where like you go to school and you live there. If you have better jokes, send them my way so I can get them on the announcements. We're running out of jokes. It's up to you now. And finally, our Pledge of Allegiance. So let's stand up together, flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hope your week gets off to a great start. Let us know how we can help you along the way throughout the week with your iPads and your MacBooks. And some of you are using your parents' devices. If something isn't working, reach out. You might even get a phone call from me trying to help you out and get everything squared away. So have a great week and stay safe, stay healthy, take care of each other, and we'll see you tomorrow. Happy Monday.